Welcome to Stage Your Savvy, insider secrets to stage your home and sell it for more. My name is Stephanie, and this is the podcast where we bring you the latest tips, tricks, and expert insights from the world of professional home staging. And I'm joined by my friend and fellow staging expert, Kandice.
Hi, everyone. We may be competitors in the Denver market, but we believe in abundance and collaboration over competition. And we're here to share our collective knowledge with you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn from the experts. This is Stage Your Savvy.
Okay. Welcome to Stage Your Savvy, everybody. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Kandice. Today we are talking about something that doesn't get discussed enough, and that is the cost of not staging a home before it goes on the market.
This is going to be so good. I'm excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When most people talk about staging, the conversation is usually about the cost of staging itself, right?
Correct. But what we want to talk about today is the other side of that conversation. Mm-hmm. What it can actually cost sellers when a home isn't properly presented and prepared for the market.
Yes. So we're going to break things down. We're going to talk like price reductions, longer days on market, carrying cost, and also just buyers losing interest. So
for sure,
let's jump in. Most buyers are seeing a home for the first time online, right? Everybody starts their home search looking online at some website and browsing through the photos. They're scrolling through the listings and they're deciding within seconds whether that home is worth seeing in person.
For sure. And presentation makes a huge difference in that moment.
Right.
If the photos look cluttered, dark, iPhone photos, then they're starting to question if this house is worth even seeing.
Right. They're going to go right past it. So there's actually data that supports this. We're not making things up, but according to the National Association of Realtors, 81% of buyers say that staging helps them visualize a property as their future home.
That's a huge number.
It is a huge number.
That is just a huge number. So if buyers can't visualize themselves living there, it becomes much harder to sell.
Yeah.
And much harder for people to connect emotionally to the home.
Right. And when that connection doesn't happen, buyers are going to move on to the next listing. Like they're swiping right through.
That's right.
So, okay. One of the biggest hidden costs of not staging is price reductions.
Mm-hmm.
When a home sits on the market without much activity, the next step is lowering the price, right?
Yep. Usually in increments of 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sometimes the issue isn't the price, it's the presentation.
Yes.
And if buyers walk in and the home feels cluttered and dark and hard to understand, they may assume it's not worth the asking price, which we don't want. We want high value.
Yes. And again, research shows that 20 to 30% of sellers agents are reporting that staged homes receive offers that are 1% up to 10% higher than similar non-staged homes.
Again, that's a huge number. It's a real significant number.
Yeah.
For example, on a $500,000 home, even a 5% difference in perceived value could be $25,000.
I mean,
so let's say that again real quick. On a $500,000 home, a 5% difference in perceived value could be $25,000. That's
so wouldn't you spend $5,000 to be able to increase your perceived value by $25,000? I mean, that's a pretty good ROI. You're not going to see many places.
Exactly.
And that goes along with that cost of staging is less than the potential cost of lowering the price. You're going to, like you said,
The
you're going to
first
lower,
time.
right? You're going to lower by at least $5,000.
And that's just the first
Right.
price
Why not
reduction.
put that into staging and be able to elevate your perceived value?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If a home doesn't make a strong impression right away during that time, it can also lose momentum. And the number of days on MLS causes less interest. People start to wonder why it hasn't sold and why is
Yeah.
it still on there. And again, they're starting to question what's wrong with this home.
Right. Well, like, I mean, you said in a previous episode, that, oh God, I totally just lost my train of thought. The first few weeks after the day a listing hits the market, it's worth the highest value, right? And then the first few weeks after a listing goes live are when it gets the most attention. So all that kind of goes hand in hand. If you're not staging, you're having extended days on market, you are not helping yourself out.
And you've missed your opportunity.
Yeah. So RESA did a study, the Real Estate Staging Association, that showed staged homes can spend up to 73% less time on the market compared to non-staged homes. 73% less time. So 100 days on market goes down to 27 days on market.
Right. And that,
who doesn't want that?
I mean, that's just an amazing statistic.
It is. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you again stage, So it's a dramatic difference, especially in a competitive market.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you? I keep saying. And for some reason, a lot of times when I'm bidding a job, all they see is that immediate cost to them up front, not the investment. I love to use that word. It's an investment in the sale.
Yeah, for sure. And also, besides the investment piece, when homes sell faster, it reduces stress for the seller, and it's also going to keep the listing from going stale because it's, it looks good and you're keeping traffic coming in and all of those things. It has to look good. Carrying costs is another one. When the home takes longer to sell, the seller is continuing to pay carrying costs. What's carrying costs? That might be a mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, all of those things.
And those things are way more than that initial investment up front of staging. I mean, that really adds up.
For sure.
And I don't think people really think about all those costs that they're going to continue to pay for.
They for sure don't. I think that's probably I would say the biggest one people don't realize.
Exactly.
Like if you sit on the market for 6 months, you're paying 6 months of mortgages. That's going to add up pretty darn fast.
That is for sure. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
You can decrease the amount of time on market by putting in an initial investment.
Right. Yeah, you'll save thousands of dollars of those ongoing expenses by investing up front so that you can sell faster. It just makes sense.
Yeah. So first you're lowering your costs or lowering your price.
Yep.
And then you're paying all these extra costs. I mean, it all
and you have a lower perceived value because you didn't raise that perceived value. So there's all of these things you're piling on that are costing you money.
Yep. And another cost is the loss of buyer interest.
Yeah.
Because the interest is high at first and everybody's interested in this house, and then it doesn't sell and there's price reduction after price reduction. And then buyers are like, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it isn't selling. So I don't want it either. And then they won't even go look.
Yeah. But when it feels bright and open and well prepared, all of those things, the buyers are going to stay longer. They're going to linger. They're going to explore the space. They're going to see how it feels, right? All of those things.
Yep. And that's what we always say, when buyers linger longer in the house, they're more likely to make an offer. So
Yeah.
why would they want to linger in a house that was empty?
Right. Yeah. They're going to make that
connection there at all.
That's what I was just going to say. They're going to make that emotional connection when they're lingering, when they're hanging out. They're like, they start to think about how they would use the space and, oh, we could hang out here with grandma and whatever. Right.
Exactly.
Another stat, National Association of Realtors again, the rooms buyers care most about being staged are the living room, primary bedroom, and the kitchen. I mean, that just makes sense. We talked a couple of weeks ago, kitchen sell houses, but
right. And the primary bedroom is the decision room.
For sure.
You know, and that needs to be, you know, grabbing at their emotions, and it needs to look luxurious and like a space they could see themselves relaxing. And an empty primary bedroom does nothing.
It's just carpet.
And go, yeah, it could work.
Yeah, 4 walls and a floor. Yeah. No big deal.
No.
Yeah, not appealing. So when people talk about the cost of staging, it's really important to look at this bigger picture.
Staging is not just about making homes look pretty.
Right.
It's not. It's a marketing strategy.
Yeah. And it's about preparing that home to perform well in the market. It helps buyers understand the layout. It helps them imagine living there, and it helps them feel confident about the value of the home.
Exactly. Yeah. And that preparation can influence everything from how quickly it goes under contract to what kinds of offers it receives.
Yes. So good. Think about all these things. So whether you're a realtor or a seller, you have to think about the potential cost of not staging, whether it's a staging consultation, whether it's an occupied staging, whether it's vacant, just any type of staging. You have to think about it, and you have to think about the product that you're putting on the market and what it's going to cost you if you don't do these things.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think when an agent doesn't offer staging in some way as just for them to consider, they're really doing a disservice to their clients, because to assume that they may not want to do it because it's expensive, when after the fact you consider all these things that we've mentioned today, buyers can make up their own mind that, having the option is really worth it.
Yeah, it's a lot more expensive to sit on the market for 6 months. It's a lot more expensive to do all those other things we talked about. Like
exactly.
To have a lower perceived value. It's a lot more expensive to reduce your cost or your asking price. Like, it's all definitely think about it. Staging. I mean, I feel like staging is
an investment.
It's an investment for sure.
It's an investment in the sale.
Yeah. And you're going to attract more buyers. You're going to create stronger impressions, and you're going to help listings perform better overall. So
yes. And the stats are there to prove it.
The stats are there to prove it. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
So if you enjoyed this episode, if this is helping you think a little differently about the cost of staging, that is our goal today.
That's our goal.
Share it with someone who's getting ready to list, share it with your favorite realtor, subscribe, comment. We appreciate all of that. And we appreciate you tuning in today.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Stager Savvy, Insider Secrets to Stage Your Home and Sell It for More. We hope you've enjoyed our discussion on home staging and gained some valuable insights that you can apply to your own real estate journey.
If you have any questions, ideas for future episodes, or would like to learn more about our services, please feel free to visit our website, stagersavvy.com, or reach out to us directly at stagersavvy@gmail.com. We're always happy to help.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay up to date on all the latest episodes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us and helps us improve our content and reach more people.
Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.